Today, we'll learn how to create your perfect family history book. I'm your trainer, Lori Coffey, and your perfect family history book is the one that meets your goals. Now that your content is complete and well designed, it's time for a final review. You can review electronically or print it out, or you might even pay to print one proof copy to see if your vision has come together as you planned. If you have a proof copy, mark any changes on sticky notes as you may want to keep the book. I do that. In your final review, look for organization. Does the beginning, middle, and end make sense? What is missing? Page numbers, dates? What to delete? Does it make sense to have a baby picture of you if you're not discussing that time frame just because it's cute? Spelling and grammar. If these are not your strong suit, use the computer spell checker if you have one and grammar checker. If not, get someone you could trust to proofread, not edit. Edit is a different skill set used to review the writing. When it's time for somebody to do that, let them know the difference. Tense sequence. I like to write in present tense, even though when I'm writing in the past, and occasionally I forget and put it in past tense. So I have to check for that. Also look for clarity. Is each paragraph crystal clear? Does it make sense? Subject verb agreement. Do you have any I has or he has hiding in your manuscript? Pronoun use, like using I throughout, then it becomes we, and you didn't have a baby? Unless it's crystal clear why you're changing, pick one. Active voice means to say bye-bye to the word bye, like it was built by Jim. Instead, say what? Jim built it. Good. Word use, which is right. There or there, one or one, two or two. With me, it's. I always want to use that as possessive, and it's not. I mean, with the apostrophe. Nope. Here's what your final review on Lulu might look like. This is front matter before we even get to the history content. Let's look at some other parts you may want to add to your family history book. Typically, these pages appear before or after the body of numbered content pages. Front matter appears before page 1 of your history content. Decide on these early and start collecting them as you write your main content. For example, title page with no page number. Decide on the final title. You may have a working title like Our Family Tree. Don't use that. Create a unique and interesting name like The Brewster Genealogy 1566 to 1907. A poem or quote or explanation text is optional and kind of old-fashioned. Your name, obviously. The publisher, which is optional if you're self-publishing. The city published, again, optional, but it might be kind of fun to put it in. And the year published as we read them, not in Roman numerals, please. Nobody can read that. Copyright page, which goes on the back of the title page. It must include a copyright notice, including the year in your name. The copyright notice is either the word copyright or the C with a circle around it. It doesn't need both. Also provide a rights reserve notice, also known as permissions notice, just to scare people who don't know that you already own the content by virtue of the copyright notice. ISBN, International Standard Book Number, barcode is a unique identifier for selling your book. Your publisher may supply it. Otherwise, it costs $125 or less from Bowker, the U.S. ISBN agency. Library of Congress control number. See copyright.gov for details. There's no charge, but you must send them 2 copies of your book to comply with the mandatory deposit requirement with the Copyright Office. That means you want to pursue litigation against someone. You need to do that. Disclaimers. Could anything in your book cause legal trouble for you? If so, consider adding a disclaimer, and if necessary, running it by an attorney. Or look for books like yours and steal from their disclaimers. For example, the information in this book is for educational purposes only, yada, yada, yada. Credits to artists and designers. Even if you paid them, it's nice to give them credit. Finally, which print edition? If you need a second edition, let me know and we'll celebrate. Author's note, also called preface, is a love note from you to the reader, explaining your process and add context to your decisions, such as how you chose sources, decided what information to include, or why you use certain language or spelling. It often thanks your readers for their support, describes your writing journey, or perhaps why you were moved to write the book in the first place. For your first book, keep it short and simple. KISS. A table of contents, or TOC, is a preview of main subjects your book will cover. While it's not required, it can help your reader navigate your contents. It will be one of the last things you make after the back matter, which are the last pages of your book after your history content. Except for the table of contents, back matter is created last, like the afterword, if used. It's like the author's note, only written by someone else who matters and who has read the book. You have to send them a PDF version of it. In Lily's Promise, it was written by then Prince Charles. And I thought, who is this guy? It just said Charles. And I had to look it up to find out it was Prince Charles. After you're done with everything else, create the index, the most powerful tool in Microsoft Word for a family history writer, and the last one you will create as you complete your long document. A good index should be thorough and clear. The process of compiling an index means to review the document and mark how words will show up at the end as a main entry or a sub-entry with the page numbers where the word appears, which is all automatically done in Word for you. All you have to do is select the word. It's a very easy process. This allows the reader to have easy access to specific information that they seek. We all love indexes in genealogy books. An appendix contains supplemental information, for example, endnotes if you use footnotes but want your source citations at the back of the book instead of on each page. You can also share a list of books or a bibliography of your references, plus charts like family group sheets or figures or timelines or maps, or even a glossary. I love this one. A feared. We know that one. It's from the 30s. Well, 1630s. And finally, the cover. You have lots of options to add images and text on the front, on the back, and on the spine to identify it on the bookshelf. The thicker the book, the more room on the spine. The file will need to be in one unit as an image or PDF and adhere to strict guidelines, or it will be rejected by their computer. If all that design work seems daunting, lulu.com/partners provides links to dozens of professionals who can help you when you need it in categories like full service or cover design. Once your manuscript is edited and saved as 2 files, cover and content, upload it to your publisher like Ingram Spark, that also offers a free how to self-publish guide, or Amazon Kindle direct publishing, or lulu.com like I did. It takes about a month for the copies to be printed and shipped. To create this book 10 years ago for $25 per book for black and white interior and really thin, cheap paper, I bought 10 copies to give to my immediate family, and no one has read it. Not even my mother. And this book last year for $60 per book for full color with better quality paper for the photographs. Jacqueline bought 20 copies to give away, and distant cousins called wanting more. They wanted to buy them. It was so good. See what's missing? The barcode. So I had to prepay and order for the cousins and hope they actually sent the check. One creator on Facebook shared her completed family history book. 470 pages of content, including family charts, photos, evidentiary documents, and family anecdotes. She used 4 programs to enter, format, and finalize the data, and met with a lawyer about copyright and privacy issues. She chose a local printer because she didn't want public distribution. I think that might have been a misstep, because she then had to order 112 books and ship them to relatives all over the world and then bill them. She had to set up a PayPal account for that. She says she's a bit brain dead after all that work, but for her, she created her perfect family tree history book. After all, when you put family history books into the hands of others, you're really giving them love and memories. And isn't that why we do genealogy anyway? Now you can feel confident to invest time and money to create a lasting legacy. You know how to do it right to create your perfect family history book.